Hello, um, I'm Change. At least that's what I'm called. Uh, it's based off of a gamer tag that I've had for some time now. Um, and I'm making my first YouTube video. I've streamed before in the past, but I've never actually made a YouTube video before proper. Um, so it's kind of different because it's not just me interacting with things around me. It's more or less just me, uh, kind of just sitting there and talking about whatever it is that I'm talking about. I did not make a script for this, as you can probably tell. I am going to try to say as less as little as I possibly can. Um, and then I did it. This video was about me losing my job recently. I was working in a financial literacy type of position for almost 3 years. Actually, today would have made 3 years. And I was fired on the 20th, about almost 2 weeks ago. So that's just something that I've been dealing with currently. It's not anything that harms me too much. Granted, I do live alone. I don't have any outside support. But if I don't have it, it just simply won't be had. But with the savings that I put up, as you can tell from my financial literacy job, helped me out a lot with that. I have been able to save a decent amount, and I've paid my mortgage up for a few months ahead of time. Um, I don't want to say too much about myself because I do like to remain anonymous, not for any reason in particular. It's just I would rather be anonymous than not. I um I am in my mid 20s. I'm in my mid 20s. I'm a finance major. I worked at a bank for some time, and I'm trying to give enough without saying too much. But yeah, I play video games every now and then. I did just buy a computer recently, a new PC recently, um, and a new monitor, just to start making videos with it. It's just something that I've always wanted to do that I never got into, and I've always had a desire for that. Not for anything in particular, not for any large, grandiose reason or for the money in particular. It would be nice to be able to live off of that. Off the businesses that I've had so far, I can kind of live without working a job. So it's just something that I've always wanted to do. And I guess this would be some type of electronic, just I wouldn't call it a venting space because I don't plan on talking about my issues too much here. I wouldn't know what to call it. I wouldn't know what to call it. I do want to play video games and then show you guys the gameplay footage while I talk about whatever I'm talking about. But I'm not really too much of a gamer. I'm a gamer, but it's like I play like the same 5 games, and that's really about it. It's not like I'm trying to, or I don't really play new video games like that. I'm very detached from that part of myself. I used to play video games all the time. Never really was so much of a 2K guy. I would like to play a lot of RPGs, first person shooters, Sims. I love Sims. I used to stream The Sims a lot. Um, Fortnite, I play a lot of that now. But I mean, for like back then, I was mostly playing like maybe like a Fable or Dragon Age, like the first and the second one mostly. I play a lot of those. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I'm not too much of a gamer now, but yeah, it is kind of getting a bit easier to talk about this type of stuff now. And of course, me working in a financial background, it is it's not too uncommon for me to see YouTube videos or to talk to people about things in the current job market and the world and how to navigate this world financially. Um, I did want to do that separately. I didn't want to put that on here. Um, so I'll likely make another channel just for that. But I kind of wanted to leave this one kind of just for my own personal opinion. Not like my opinion matters too much, at least I don't think it does. But I do think that it can incite conversation that is productive, which I think is important. More important than, me just giving my opinion just to give it. The reason that this thing is on Snake right now is because I was going to play Snake while I was talking, and it's kind of hard to do them both at the same time because I didn't write anything. It's like I'm reading for anything and like switching my eyes over to do that or whatever. I probably could have made ChatGPT do that, and it would have been much easier, and it likely would have been not nearly as bad in terms of my ability to articulate myself. But nonetheless, I mean, it's the first one. What am I going to do? and I kind of just want to get it out of the way and just post it up. Not, yeah, whatever. I'm over explaining myself. But yeah, I let me think. Let me just put some random stuff out there for me about me. I have a Nintendo Switch, a PS5, and an Xbox Series X, but I only play the Xbox. A while back, a few years ago, I used to resell consoles. Like I would be up early enough to like buy them. I was already my job required me to be up that early anyway. This is before I was working at a bank. They required me to be up at a certain time anyway, so I was just buying them when they went live. And I followed these two Twitch pages or whatever that told us when they went live, and we went ahead and just hurried up and bought them and picked them up. I would just sell them for like $100 more, maybe 150 more than what the price that they gave me was. But of course, that fell through at some point. I used to do custom jewelry from 2020 to like 2023, 2024, and I quit doing that because I wasn't really doing so much for me. But I do have a passion for jewelry even to this day. Like I still do. People will drop off their jewelry to me, and I'll either fix it or get a ring resized or repolish something or anything along those lines. Because I do have an actual passion for that specifically. Um, yeah. So yeah, and everything that I'm doing right now outside of work, it's just things that I don't think would really help my audience if I got too much into them. It's not something that can be easily replicated, and um, yeah. So yeah, if you could put in the comments something that you've always wanted to do, I think it's important that people who have the ability to are able to pursue the things that really matter to them or the things that really pique their interest. I think that's one of the easiest ways to find out what you're meant to be in life is through that. Unless it was something that was brought to you outright and you didn't have too much of a say so in it or not. And maybe you didn't need to say so, but that's what I've always felt like. I've always kind of tried to I guess I've always strived to kind of go for the type of professions that I thought suited me or that I thought would be interesting. You only get so many experiences in this life. It's like you kind of got to go for what you want. And if you can't do that, then it's like, you're kind of screwed in that regard, especially if you end up starting a career and you sit in that same building for 50 plus years just for you to retire. And it's like, you don't know anything else outside of that. And I mean, some people, that's what they prefer. Um, I just know that that's not for me. And I don't think that's for most people. Not unless, not unless they, my apologies, my phone keeps going off. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's for most people. So yeah, I'd say just I like to talk to people about that type of stuff too. That really, um, I would say that's something that I find to be very interesting is the type of things that people have always wanted to do in terms of like the profession they've always wanted to get into or the kind of money they've always wanted to make and whether or not they truly want to make that kind of money. Because sometimes it doesn't come with a certain type of work life balance, or sometimes that profession isn't as easy as they thought it was, and sometimes that profession is nothing like they thought it was. I think it's important that you pursue those things and uh, go at them carefully, at least at the beginning, before you go all the way in, because you'll never know what's in store for you in terms of that. Even after you finish it, the industry may have changed so much that it's no longer a factor anymore, or the job might have not even exist anymore with the way AI is going. Yeah. So yeah, it's January 31st, 2026. I was supposed to make this channel like the first week of the year, but I was so busy with the same job that got rid of me right after. I have no hard feelings towards them. I don't feel like that's something that I understand why it happened the way that it did. It was just unfortunate that it happened just before my 3 anniversary. I was kind of like taken out of some benefits because of that. There were certain benefits I wasn't able to take advantage of because of it. I took a semester of school that they're supposed to reimburse me for. They didn't. They didn't do that because they didn't have to anymore. And my employer matched IRA and 401k is just not employer matched anymore. It's just money that I put in. Uh, yeah, so it's a bummer for sure. And I'd never been at a job that long before. I think the longest I'd ever been at a job before might have been about 2.5 years. But yeah, this one would make for sure. Would have made for sure 3. If not today, I think it would have been yesterday. Yeah, I don't regret ever going there in the first place. Although it does kind of put my finance degree into question. It's like I kind of have a chance to like rehash that now. I'll likely finish it just because I'll likely just finish it whenever I find a job that can pay for it. Because I won't be able to afford to pay for to go myself. I'll just go ahead and just finish it up right then and there, and just yeah, go on to the next thing from that. Who knows? I might go to a master's degree for something completely different. It might be for a completely different career path. But I've never really had a specific career that I've always wanted to do. Well, there was one. I did always used to say I wanted to go to the Navy. I had a lot of family that went to the Navy. It was something that I always thought I was going to do, but I didn't want to cut my hair when time came. I still have hair to this day. Too much for any military faction. I'm still young enough to go, and I'm sure if I worked out a bit, I'd be able-bodied enough to go. I have been working out since I left that job, or since that job left me. I've been working out every day, making a point to do that, just so then I can, um, get some level of physical fitness in on a daily basis. I didn't do it today though. I'm actually going to do it right after this video is over, which I guess this video serves as more as just an introduction than anything else. But I'll likely just name it that I lost my job. Or call myself like a mid-20s loser or something. If some people might agree with that, some people might actually think that. I mean, you wouldn't know me to be able to tell for real, but I mean, it is what it is. If you really feel that way, put in the comments if you think I'm a loser. uh, what am I thinking of? Yeah, I am on the chunkier side though. I don't look nearly as big as I actually am. Like my weight when you see me isn't nearly as I look smaller than I actually am. I'm close to 300 pounds. I everyone tells me like 250 ish, and sometimes they even go lower than that. It's like nah, go a little bit higher, 250, and then I tell them the actual number, which is like 290. Um, I just have a lot of muscle mass on me, but yeah. Uh, let me think. What else is there? So yeah, I'm taking steps to kind of fix that now. I wasn't completely opposed to the military. I heard they do pay your mortgage when you go in, which that would be great. The only reason that I didn't want to go is that I did want to make a point to go to to finish my bachelor's degree first, so I can go in as an officer instead of going in as an enlistment. I feel like I'd be put at a great disadvantage if I'm being compared to 18-year-olds just straight out of high school, or just younger people in general who've just left football practice last week and now they're running drills around me in the actual training camp. So I'd much rather finish my bachelor's degree before I go, if I were to go. Um, I'd be more I'd be more prone to trying to go to the the Air Force than the Navy now at this point. I heard the Air Force is like way more lax. I'm not really suited for like those harder environments. Like, granted, I know for a fact I can adapt to them. I've adapted to harsh environments before, just even as a regular civilian. I uh, but yeah, I've adapted those before, so I know I could. It's just it'd be so much. It would just be so much for me, on me, especially so quickly. Uh, yeah. So it's just. I mean, you have a lot of options. I have a lot of options, so I don't really know exactly what I'm gonna go for. So it's like I think that that's why I'm just kind of just feeling out what works and just going with that. Luckily, I'm in a position where I'm not nearly broke, or close to foreclosing on my house, or in a position where my bills might not be able to get paid. I'm in a very secure position. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be trying to sit here and make a YouTube video with zero people watching it. Um, yeah, but yeah, you could always strive for better, and I want better for myself. So even though I am in the position to where I can work for myself and get make enough to survive on, I don't want to survive. I do want to elevate. So I think that having a job and having a profession is important to me for that reason alone. That's all the motivation I need for that. I'll go ahead and end it here for today. I think I am getting a bit more comfortable with this whole thing, especially because I went in with no type of plan as to how I was going to go about executing it, no notes or no, titles or anything like that. I think I am getting more comfortable with the idea of making a YouTube video, or any kind of video for that matter, and being recorded. Although I don't plan on showing my face anytime soon. There was a time that I was very much showing my face and talking, and It's very unlikely that any of you guys would have ever heard of me before because I was a nobody back then. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Hope you guys have a wonderful year. Um, and if you have any questions in terms of like anything finance related, or maybe even like my first degree. Oh wow! I guess I'm not ending this as quick as I thought. My first degree was in automotive service technology. Before I ever worked at a bank or worked in any type of financial institution, I learned how to work on cars in college first. So even in terms of like buying your first car, or even like a used car, like for example, I wouldn't recommend that you go through a dealership. I don't trust dealerships. I've always bought my cars from another owner before, from another owner. Right now, I have a 2017 Nissan Versa with 117,000 miles on it that I bought for $3,500 over 2 years ago. And it's been doing me justice ever since. I promised that I likely would have paid about $3,500 in the first year in car payments if I wanted to have gotten it from a dealership. And instead of me getting it for $3,500 cash, I would have bought it for about $10,000, maybe 12,000 used from the dealership with like a 20% interest rate probably. I threw that 20% just out there like that. I don't know if it would have been 20% seriously or not. But yeah, any questions about finance, buying your first home, anything that you would ask a banker, anything finance related, feel free to ask me. It's completely just my pleasure to be able to assist anyone in what they want in terms of like life, and then helping them pursue that in the way that I know I can. I can't. I'm not Mr. Know It All or anything like that, but I know what I know and I know what I don't, and I think that's very important. Some of the smartest people are people that who knows what they do know and knows what they don't know. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful year. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't share this video. I don't want people. I'm just joking. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.